Hello everybody, it's Vinyl Rich here with Vinyl Find 61, I believe. I got a package in the mail, some VCLT. It's from Amazon. When it came, my wife goes, "Did you order some more records?" And I'm thinking, yeah. I did make a big order from Bomp. But I knew this wasn't from Bomp because they don't ship. This is from Amazon, so I told her, yeah, I did, but I don't know what that is. So I opened it up, and it turns out it's some VCLT from Vinyl Hysteria. And it says, "Sorry, this is wicked late getting to you." No problem. I did not expect anything. I wanted to find it in a shop around me, but couldn't. Hope you like this band. Fun punk band, like Butts. Same singer, guitarist. Amy, Vinyl Hysteria. Well, thanks a lot. You didn't need to do that. And inside this giant box was this little box. I must say, it seems like Amazon is doing a better job of shipping vinyl. I ordered vinyl from them a few years back and I stopped because I was getting split seams in the album covers because of the way they packaged it. Now I know I'm not going to know this band, but they made a couple of cassettes and I bought one. Really funny, really cool stuff. And this looks like it's called The Wumps, and I think I have heard of this band, but I'm not familiar with them. It's Suitcase. I don't have my knife with me, so I'm not going to open this right now. It's the Wimps, not the Wumps. Thank you, Amy. I will open this. I'll listen to it, and I'll talk about it on one of my next Vinyl Find videos. Thanks a lot. I'm going to show a couple of 7 inches. This is Tad. I think I have 2 of their singles. This is a Sub Pop single. And this looks pretty familiar, this back here, so I'm not sure if I have this one or not. I know I have a couple of theirs. Great band out of Seattle, I believe. And it's on really nice green vinyl. Green's my favorite color. And Tad with Loser. And Cooking with Gas. Yeah, really cool single. And I got one more single from the Dum Dum Girls. I recently, well, not that recently, I did show their first album a while back. And I saw this single, thought I'd pick it up. It's on Hozak Records, Hookup Club, and along, what the hell are the name of these songs? I don't know, I'm a dumbass. Mercury Mary, Let It Be Me is on the B-side. Well, maybe not. I don't know. A-side is Long Hair. Okay. That's his long hair. Okay. Okay, now to the albums. I got some really cool albums here and some Grails. This first one here is Devil's Angels, biker 60s, one of those 60s movies. It's a Roger Corman's Devil's Angels. It's music composed and conducted by Mike Curb, featuring Davey Allen and the Arrows. I probably have a half a dozen of these type of albums, and most of them, all the ones I have are good, and this one's no exception. I've seen this shown a couple of times before, and really, this is a good album. And it's on the Tower Records, which was actually a division of Capitol Records. The reference to the tower is the Capitol Tower in Hollywood. I got another pretty cool album here. Jimmy McGriff, Red Beans. I've only listened to side one of this. It's a gatefold album and it's still in the shrink. Targets, $4.39. Regular price, $5.98. This is a mid-70s. Oh man, it's a mid-70s funky, grimy. I don't know how you. It's kind of like Herbie Hancock, but it's a little more gritty. It's pre-disco. I've only listened to side one. I really dug the first song, Red Beans, and I think the last song was Space Cadet on side one. Really cool. Pretty weird album cover, Red Beans. I think they snuck a Bloody Finger in there though, it looks like to me. And I know I've seen this one shown before, and I believe it was Zeke the Vinyl Geek that showed this. And for $6 I picked it up. And it's on Groove Merchant Records. Really funky stuff, really cool. Now this next one here is an album that Flipside CT showed a few videos back. I had seen this album before, I'd never heard it. After he showed it, I listened to a few clips on YouTube and I go, man, that's good stuff. So I did seek this album out. Since I've been making VC videos, I've got 3 albums by blues artists that I think are fantastic. The first one was Blind Willie McTell. It was a Biograph record, and I believe it was the complete 1949 recordings, something like that, and fantastic. The second one was Sun House, a mid-60s album, I believe 66. I did not know this album, but it is a Grail. It is a fantastic. It was on Columbia 2i. Great, really spiritual guy. And this one here is my third one that I put it into that great category. It's Mississippi Fred McDowell. I Do Not Play No Rock and Roll. This is a pretty unusual. It's not a typical blues album, and that's what I like about it. He's kind of laid back, and I mean, even when he's singing the songs, like the first song, "Baby Please Don't Go." You know, everybody knows that song. It's "Baby Please Don't Go." He's sitting there, "Baby Please." He don't even finish the sentence, you know. "A baby please, a baby please don't." Maybe in the third time he'll get it out the whole. And it's the same thing with "Good Morning Little Schoolgirl," you know. It's "Good morning, good morning, little schoolgirl." But really, this is a tight album. I love the way they play. It's actually a pretty loose album. It's tight. I meant good. You know, I'm trying to be cool here, but fantastic album. Check this out. Even if you're not a real heavy blues guy, I think a lot of people would dig this. And I'm not a really big blues fan myself. I find a lot of it really redundant. And it's on this green Capitol label. Very cool. Now this next one is a favorite artist of mine from the 70s. And in fact, when I did those Gimme 10 videos, she was my favorite artist from 1975. And this is Patti Smith, Dream of Life. This is an 80s album. Came out in 88, it looks like. The lighting, when I make these videos, the lighting I have in front of me, and when I'm looking this way at the back, it's really hard to read these small prints. But I believe it's 88. This does have the 80s sound to it, which is a bit of a drawback. I mean, I've only listened to it once. It's got some good songs on it. It's not as good as her first 4 albums though. But it's not a bad album. And if you like that 80s sound, you'll love it. I mean, it's not real, not all the songs are drenched in that 80s, typical 80s sound, but it is a little different than her first 4 albums. It's got the inner sleeve is very thick, got the lyrics, and it's on Arista. Very cool. I think I paid $7 for it, $7 for it. Next two, let me see how much time I got. I don't want to run out of time with these two. Yeah, these next two are Grails. Now, Andy's Vinyl Den, he made a video recently. He makes a lot of videos, so it might be 3 videos back by now. Where he said he found 4 Grails. You know, and before watching the video, I'm going, yeah, right, you know. I bet it's one he grew up with in high school, you know, probably the first Boston album or something. But no, it was 4 90s records. And as everybody in the VC knows, they were not printing a lot of vinyl in the 90s. And I would agree there are 4 Grails. Rage Against the Machine, Pearl Jam, Jane's Addiction, and I can't recall the 4th album, but all really cool albums. You know, 90s, really cool. So yeah, you scored really. I mean, he said he picked them up for $2 each. I mean, come on, man. I'd never find that shit, you know. But I don't know. But anyways, I got 2 Grails here. The first one here is Negative FX, band out of Boston. The singer from this band, he went on to be the, what's his name in here? Here he's called Choke, but I don't know his name. And he went on to be the singer of Slapshot, Boston hardcore band. But yeah, it was recorded in '82. This was released in '84. It's really fast, really brutal, hardcore. It's not melodic. It's just it's a precursor to that New York hardcore stuff. Fantastic album. It's a very crucial album in the development of punk rock. It's on Tang Records, number 5. It's in shrink, and this is a first pressing. It's on the black and white label. Very cool. Only 3,000 of these were made. The next pressing, they made, it was in 4 different colors. I don't recall the colors offhand. And there was only 500 each of those. And since then, there's been a few other reissues. But to get a first pressing of this, for me, is a Grail. Fantastic. Fantastic. As is this next one. I remember seeing this album, and I pass on it because I did not like the cover, the self-destructive nature of the cover. It just turned me off. And it's Poison Idea, Kings of Punk, and right here, like, you can see there's a razor blade here, and here he's got scratched into his skin the name of the band, Poison Idea. But yeah, this is also a first press of this album. Came out in '86. For me, they're both Grails, but of the two, I do prefer this album. This is a fantastic album. It is more melodic. Fantastic album. Their second album, God, what's the points of? I don't remember. It's got a picture of Tiny Tim with a gun facing Tiny Tim. That's a fantastic album too. They did an album, I believe, with Ian McKay or whatever, that guy from Washington D.C. and I've heard that, and that's a good album too. But this is my only album I have by these guys. I do have some singles, maybe one single by them, but this is a really cool album, and I believe it's been reissued. You pick up a reissue of this, people that are into heavy metal will dig. This is the kind of punk you will dig. And this is also a first press. and it's on that pink Pushmort label. And this is what the other side of the custom labels. But yeah, original pink Pushmort, very cool. Now I got 3 more records here. I've been buying a lot of comps, garage punk, comps from Bomp Records mostly. These ones here I saw in a record store. There were 4 of this series. I passed on one of them because the price of that one was more than what these 3 were in total. And I'm talking about the Nuggets series of compilations. This is the granddaddy of them all. If you want to check out some 60s music, check out the Nuggets. Start with number 1. I think number 3 is really good. I probably have the first 8. This is number 10, and it's called Folk Rock. It's got some, it's got the Birds on there, the Turtles. You know, it's not real obscure stuff. It's got San Francisco, Be Sure to Wear Flowers in Your Hair by Scott McKenzie. My wife loves that song, so that's cool. It's got P.F. Sloan on here. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, you know. 60s radio stuff. Same with this one. This is Nuggets Volume 11 Pop. And this has the Grassroots, Left Bank, and Gene Clark's on here. Fever Tree, Lee Michaels, pretty cool song by Lee Michaels. But yeah, I'll show one label. It's on the Rhino Records. But yeah, I highly recommend the Nuggets. When these first came out, I believe it was like in the early '80s. This series, I bought the first one. I think it was called Rock, and then I bought the third one because it was called Punk. And I passed on Volume 2. I believe it was called Pop. I have it now, and it's fantastic. They're all fantastic, but the Punk ones are a little more garagey. This one's got the Syndicate of Sound, Max Frost and the Troopers, Shape of Things to Come. That is from the movie Wild in the Streets. Cool song. And yeah, the Hombres, Let It Out, Let It All Hang Out. And just really cool stuff. Mouse in the Trap. Really cool stuff. I highly recommend the Nuggets series. Lisa, check out Nuggets Volume 1, 2, or 3. It's going to bring back some memories. Anyways, take care, guys and gals. And I did get that package from Bomp. And as you can see. And I will make another video shortly. Thank you. Take care.